In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear shock absorber in your Kia Sorento. Located behind the rear wheel, let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to remove the lug nuts. Remove the tire. We're going to be using a screw jack to just keep some tension on the lower control arm, so when we disconnect the strut, it doesn't drop. So we go ahead and put it on. And like I said, we're just going to put some tension. Just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the bolts. We're going to start by removing this 19mm bolt. We're going to go ahead and use a 19mm wrench just to hold the bolt. And on this side, there's going to be a nut, also 19mm. Using a 19mm socket, go ahead and remove that. Remove the nut. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this bolt. Take it completely out. And now we can go ahead and remove these two bolts. They're going to be 19mm. Using a 19mm socket, go ahead and take those out. And now that you have all three bolts out of the way, go ahead and slide it forward and slide it out. And that's how you remove the rear strut. Moving over to the bench, before we install the new shock absorber, we had to swap out this top piece onto the new one. Using a small pry tool, in this case I'm using a small flathead screwdriver. You're gonna go ahead and pry on this cap, take it off. Just so you know, if this was a complete shock assembly with the spring, you will not want to do this. You will want to compress the spring, but in this case it's just a shock absorber, so it is okay to just remove the top nut. Using a 17mm socket, take it off, remove the nut, and go ahead and slide this piece off. When you do this, you want to take a look at the stopper that's here. In this case, this one looks in good condition. If yours is broken, you will want to replace this. Before we go ahead and dispose of the old shock, we're going to remove this piece. We're going to be installing it onto the new one. Moving over to the new shock, we're going to go ahead and cut this off. Now we're going to install this piece onto the new strut, slide it in, and lock it in place. Now we can go ahead and install this top piece, slide it in, and lock the boot at the bottom. And now go ahead and install the nut. Snug it up. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the dust cover, slide it in, and clip it in place. Now we're ready to go back to the vehicle. Now that we have the full assembly, we're gonna go ahead and slide it in place. We're gonna line it up with the holes in the top, and we're gonna start the bolts by hand. Go ahead and get them snug. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the bottom bolt. And for that, I'm gonna use a small pry bar to help me line it up with the hole. Simply go ahead and move it. And if you need, you can actually put more pressure on the bottom, and that will bring the whole assembly up to help you guide it with the hole. Once you have it in place, go ahead and install the bolt. Put it all the way through, and then go ahead and put the nut on the other side. Start it by hand. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get them snug, and for that I'm gonna use the 19mm wrench on one side 19mm socket on the other and just get it snug. Now we're ready to get the bottom bolt torqued. But before we do that, just keep in mind that we want to have pressure on the bottom control arm, mimicking the vehicle being on the ground before you get anything torqued. So we're gonna go ahead, put the wrench on the other side, and that's to hold our knot in. And now we're gonna get it torqued to 115 foot-pounds. And now we're ready to torque the two 19mm bolts on the top. These get torqued down to 87 foot-pounds. Now we can go ahead and remove the screw jack. Install the tire by lining up the holes. And start the lug nuts by hand. Get them snug. With the vehicle on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and torque our wheel to 79.6 foot-pounds. And for that, we wanna make sure we do a star pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.